Hello, my name's Tweaker Labs. I know it's been a good long time since I've done one of these type of videos, but I really enjoy the art type videos more than I enjoy the animation style videos. So, I don't know. The whole premise is I'm just going to throw stuff at the wall until it sticks. Anyway, less with the meta commentary and more about what we're doing today. Today I'm turning Pokemon into pets. So what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be taking Pokemon sprites and changing them into pets and everything like that. Mostly my pets or my family's pets, simply because I don't have anyone else's pets to change. If you have any ideas, or if you want to send in your own pet and want me to turn your pet into a Pokemon, please DM me on my Instagram. It's literally the same as my YouTube channel, but on Instagram. Who would have guessed it? So yeah, that premise, what we're doing is we're going to start off with turning my beloved dog, who I had for 18 years, who sadly passed away a year from the time of recording this video. She was a collie, and let's just get straight into the time lapse. Well, first of all, I didn't actually record me making the line work, which is really annoying because it's like the main purpose of the video is to show me making the art, but again, I didn't really have this idea until after I was already making the video. So I can't really talk much about the line work. Kind of what I was doing as I was just trying to put down blobs and shapes and then silhouette them, which I think will be much more clear in my next one, or my final one, of how I actually went around making this. But yeah, the color palette is actually taken from Suicune. Everything except the dark color on his back and that lighting on his back, that was all taken from Suicune. The whites, the blue, the purple, just because I think it had the color scheme I was thinking about the most. Something you might notice about Pokemon sprites is that they do this like colored shading. So the shading facing the light source will always be non-dark shading. It will be the color shading. I know I just kind of phrased that really confusingly, but I actually took a long time for me to get it around my head. So what I did is I pictured the light source coming from the left side. So everything facing the left side I did with a colored lighting. What I should have done in this one, and I really wish I did do, and I started doing in the next two, doing a shade lower than what I originally had, rather than what I started off with doing, was I just had a color for the colored outline, and I just used that color for the colored outline. So what I should have done is I should have just had like more of a spectrum, if you understand what I mean. I also really didn't like my eye. A lot of people said they didn't really mind it, so what I decided to do is I would download from Cerebi.net Arcanine's eye, and then I would do is I would use that eye. Sadly, I couldn't just copy and paste it straight onto the image, so what I ended up doing was I ended up having to redraw it just upside down. And that being said, let's go see the final result. This is the second one, where I was doing a sausage dog, dash hound actually I think they're called, and I originally started off with Houndour, because I really thought Houndour was a good design. My main thing is what I wanted to do is I just wanted to make Houndour, but long, and I did end up making a lot of mistakes, which isn't in the final one. For instance, the main mistake you'll see is the bottom stomach is not a straight line, it's a jaggedy line. Where in the final artwork I straightened out that line and made it a color artwork. Even though this goes against what the piece actually looks like Arcanine doesn't do this, Arcanine does have a curved stomach. I think with a very long stomach it looks very odd. This was also something else I didn't like, is I wanted to make him look not like Houndour, which I think kind of ruined it, because the whole point was like Houndour but long. So yeah, what I ended up doing is I ended up getting rid of the skull on his head. And this necessarily wasn't an awful choice, but I didn't really like it and ended up adding it back in. You can see I'm testing out a few things for the eye. You might like what I'm doing with that. I really don't. I like the Houndour aesthetic more. Now you also might be wondering, what colour scheme am I using? Well, as you might have guessed by seeing Bidoof, I am using Bidoof's colour scheme. This is the technically third one, technically second, because the third one's footage got corrupted because I turned off the PC without stopping the footage. I know, big brain. So what I ended up doing is I ended up using a Dynamax Meowth's sprite, and I wanted to turn that into the sausage dog and everything like that. So my main things what I wanted to do is I wanted to take away all of Meowth's aesthetics, like whiskers, the gold thing on his head, and start curving that all out, making sure like it was never, you couldn't tell that it was there in the first place, and changing it. I also whited out his eyes, and later on you'll see I did a bunch of different things with his eye designs, adding red bits, adding black bits. I originally did go for like a black pupil, like a single black pupil with a little bit of a darker shade around it, just to give it like this weird off feeling. Here's also where I started adding the bones to him, because the idea as I was thinking about this is maybe he's the evolution of my Houndour Dachshund. The Houndour Dachshund evolves into this Dynamax Meowth evolution, and I don't know, I thought it was a really cool idea and everything like that. So originally what I wanted to do is I wanted to show having the bones sticking out, like dorsal plates on Godzilla it was originally, but then it turned more to like bones sticking out of his body. A lot of these worked really well. I could just reuse the same asset for bracelets, hip bones, etc. And yeah, here is the final bit where I'm talking about earlier, where I'm fixing the eye. And with that being said, let's go see the final result. Sadly, I didn't get the footage for the third one. I turned off my PC when I was recording. I know, I'm devastated. I'm really sad about that. It was a really good one. It was my favourite one out of all three of these. But luckily enough, I still have my file. So what I did is I exported the line work and the little beta versions I made as I went along. And so yeah, I'm going to just show you those in this little time-lapse type of thing to end off the video. So with that being said, I hope you enjoy. And if you have any idea for pets, maybe like famous pets or your pets, preferably. I know English is hard. I hope you enjoy. See you in the next one.